Hey there, filthy animals. Mr. Dirty back with another episode of the GTM show. And today from the frozen food department, we've got an item from a company that I believe we haven't had on the show before. At least it's not like a major company that I know of that we've had on the show before. It might be a subsidiary of a bigger company. And yeah, the packaging looks a lot like the Michelina stuff that's in the frozen food department right now, aka like the old budget gourmet stuff. This is from a company called So Right, and they're fairly new. They've only started popping up in the last couple months in like every grocery store around me down here in South Florida. Now you will find these in the frozen food department, like right next to the Michelina stuff, which usually run like $1. Sometimes on sale you might be able to scoop them for like 2 for $1. These are a little bit higher in price, ranging from like $1.50 to $2 a piece. And the range on these is a little bit more extensive than you'll find the Michelina and the Old Budget Gourmet, very basic meals. And this one, a little bit more interesting, a little bit more exotic. Today we're checking out the teriyaki meatballs with mashed potatoes from So Right. And boom, there you go. There's the pack you're looking for if you're looking for this in stores. As I said, they're very much like the Michelina Budget Gourmet stuff right there. And check out the picture. There's your meatballs and your mashed potatoes going on. Looks pretty good. All right. They are describing this as meatballs and teriyaki sauce with mashed potatoes. Bam, there's your nutrition facts and your cooking instructions right there. We'll get to the list of ingredients. Now on the side over here is where you're going to find your list of ingredients. Go ahead and pause the screen and read any of that if it interests you. I do find interesting myself is that they've listed the microwave instructions twice on here. Once on the side there and again on the back. Now the microwave instructions on here are pretty typical of like the Michelin or the Budget Gourmet. You crack one corner, you cook it for 4 minutes. At that point in time, they want you to stir the potatoes and the meatballs separately and then cook it again for another minute, and then you let it stand for a minute and then you eat it. So I'm going to run down and do all that, and then we're going to come back and check out our So Right Teriyaki Meatballs with mashed potatoes. Stick around. Alright guys, we are back. We've got our So Right Teriyaki Meatballs with mashed potatoes out of the microwave where it rode in there for 4 minutes. Then we did a little stir job, threw it in there for another minute, and it's been standing here with the lid off so it'll cool a little bit better. Once again, there's the picture of what we're supposed to get, and I gotta say we got a pretty good interpretation of that right out of the microwave. Bam, there you go. There's your finished product looking exactly like the picture. There's a little shot of it right there on the side. Yeah. That's it right there. All right, looks like we even got like a little bit of a pepper action going on. So they've seasoned our potatoes for us. And check out those meatballs right there once again. Yeah, 5 meatballs. That's what you get. Let me give the potatoes a little bit of a stir. I'm going to try some of the potatoes on their own first before we get into the teriyaki sauce there. Down the hatch with the mashed potatoes. Okay, those are highly seasoned potatoes. Any description on those? No, just says with mashed potatoes. But you can taste garlic. You can taste other like green herbs going on. Other than that though, they're pretty typical for frozen food mashed potatoes, the kind that you find with like Hungry Man, Banquet, stuff like that. All right, and there's a close-up look at one of those meatballs right there dripping with their so-called teriyaki sauce. Pretty, like I say, standard issue for frozen food, like Swedish meatballs, Italian meatballs. Now waving that meatball around in the air like that, their teriyaki sauce smells a bit like wave it off. It's wafting off like a bourbon kind of scent. All right, I cut that thing in half just in case it sucks. I don't want to be eating an entire meatball. Down the hatch with their teriyaki meatball. Okay, there's the teriyaki flavor. That's not bad combined with frozen meatball, which that flavor is still there. There's no hiding the fact that that's a frozen meatball. You can tell that's not one that Mama rolled up in the kitchen. But yeah, not too shabby. I think it's the first time I've had a meatball with teriyaki sauce on it. Also going to be a first for me is teriyaki sauce on mashed potatoes, but there's that. Down the hatch. I can see where that would be pretty good, but the amount of herbs and garlic that are on these potatoes, that sucks. Now real quick, just now I had a bite of the mashed potatoes with the meatball, with the teriyaki sauce all together, and that's really good. Once you incorporate that frozen meatball flavor and the teriyaki into the mashed potatoes with the garlic and the herbs, it overrides the garlic and the herbs is what I'm getting at. The whole thing combined as one forms like Voltron and really comes through to save the day. So I think we paid like $1.50, $2 for this. Not too shabby for like something quick for lunch at work, half-hour lunch, something like that. So I think everything's on point. I could probably see myself picking this up again in the future, but it's nothing to go raving about. So I'm going to give it a solid 4 out of 5. So there you have it, the inaugural episode for So Right here on the GTM show with their teriyaki meatballs with mashed potatoes. Definitely go out and give that one a try. I'm Mr. Dirty. This is the GTM show. Don't forget you can buy Knucklehead shirts and hoodies down in the description. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @TheRealMrDirty. As always, get out of here. Go have a rotten day.